Once again for joining the session. As you are joining, after reading the caption of the broadcast, please read the description as well. Then like it, the broadcast. Then share it as well. To invite your friends and your not so friendly friends, tell them all that Mayegun Day Mayegun is live. And everyone who is a member of the Temple of Truth is known as a Templar. So you can refer to yourselves as the Templars in the Temple of Uncomfortable Truth, Tout. In case if they want to say we have no respect for criminals simply because they are older. Now, to the real issue. A lot of people, again, have been expressing their personal concerns when it comes to what should be done to save yourselves from Tifnumbu. Then came a coalition talk, which in itself has already created its own force as the Tifnumbu's people continue to react aggressively with threats and orders. There are others who are coming out to give the reassurance that these guys are just a storm in a teacup. The point is, the criminal politicians you have in that contraption, even when they get to power, rather than begin to govern, they start planning for the next election. Tifnumbu's second-term campaign started from September. That was September 2023, when billboards started showing up in some certain APC ruled states in their city. Billboard of Tifnumbu that was in office for less than maybe 4 months. So they were everywhere. Now everyone is catching up, and some are also pointing out that there must be some fifth columnists that are not, after reading the mood of this country, they are still pushing the Atifku's agenda. Like, do they really want to get rid of Tifnumbu? Or they just want to enable him for another 4 years after 2027? Tongues were wagging and all of that all over the place. Last night, Peter Obi himself addressed some issues in now very much viral interview with Seun Okinbaloye. We're going to kind of touch a few of that too tonight. Atifku's ambition has become the greatest concern for those who have somehow shown interest in this coalition talk or not. As much as majority of those who possibly support Obi himself and those who don't support Obi, a lot of people are waiting for how they are going to handle the ambition of Atifku, which is now considered as the albatross that brought destruction to Nigeria, starting from when his ambition made him work with Bukwari Tifnumbu to form the APC, Egbekebe, the same one he's been contesting to take out of power. So we have had people who have said he should be a statesman. He should, at this time, he should not run. While others are saying, no, Atifku is the only person that can challenge Kolu because of the Northerners who have shown so much contempt against Kolu. For reference, please correct me if I am wrong, okay? Have you noticed that this is like comparing the destructive regime of Bukwari and that of this Tifnumbu? if you have ever been very active on social media, as far back as 2014, 2015, 16, 17, you will realize that majority of those who are pushing propaganda, hateful stuff, bigotry, divisive messages, they are mostly the today's Ronukus, the bastards from Yoruba land. For real. When Boko Haram was failing, at a point, they actually took it upon themselves to defend Boko Haram's failure. You will barely see northerners, right, openly defending Boko Haram than these Ronukus, because somehow they felt like it was going to be to this. Tinubu would inherit Boko Haram's voters, northern voters, the three Kardashians, Kaduna, Katsina, Kano. So once Boko Haram was done, it will be the turn of Tinubu. And in this case, nobody in Nigeria can defeat them. And they count themselves the Buhari deterrents of that time, who have now changed to the Ronukus of today. But the changes is this. If you look at the failure of Tinubu, which he inherited partly from Boko Haram, and right now he's taken to the burial sites and the burial ground, right? There seems to be the lonely voice right now. I mean, if you are very, very active on social media, I mean, today they are disappointed. They are disappointed that the northerners, they're not defending Tinubu enough. They are not the same way they defended Boko Haram. These days, any small thing right now, they enter them in the north as betrayal of Tinubu. But whenever they see those sycophants around him, the Badru guy, Patawale guy, which other one? The Badol guy, another one that, once they see all those ones who have no real electoral value, per se, and most of them who are mostly as well going to file in like they did to Jonathan Egbere. So the Ronukus are becoming the lonely voice, the Olori Brukus defending the failure of Tinubu. Now, if you are a Yoruba person, you are expected, no matter the failure, they will ask you to at least defend him. He is a Yoruba man. He is your brother. He is this or that. I mean, if you are a very active user of social media, this shouldn't surprise you, right? Right. So now back again to those who are now publicly asking Atiku that Alaye, by 2027, you are going to be 80 years old man. 80. By 2031, you are going to be 84. Why don't you just, like this guy was praising him, right? Arun Oguru. He said, why don't you just be the big brother? You served Nigeria, you have done this, blah, 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 blah. Why don't you just be the big one right now? And back will be. That's how he ended it all. But not just straight to it. He said it is an open message to Atiku ahead of their 2027 on cycle. They did some few changes in what do you call my lineup, right? So give me a sec. Why, before we even get to that, okay, let's start with the chat Obi himself had yesterday. Then we'll come back to this Dr. Aruno and his message. I'll be back in a minute. This is a wrap of all he had to say yesterday, some of the key of them, right? Obi.
Whether or not, as someone who is intended to run for office, you have the ability to participate or be in two political parties. It then means that will affect your
So
ability
there's difference in between intention and this. I said I'm a member of this, and I'm going to work with this group. So it's like, oh, well, I want to invest in this company, where they say, oh, you cannot be in two companies at the same time. But I have indicated my intention. I want to go into this. That is not.
Well, you don't see it as anti-party.
No. There's not an anti-party.
No, because I don't think Labour Party has agreed to
remember, we said for 2027. Say we're not in 2020, we're in 2025. It's clear. We've adopted this for 2027. So if I say I'm going to this, that doesn't say, oh, well, listen, I want to be sharing, I want to be able to be part of your dinner in the evening. That doesn't mean I should abandon my breakfast and lunch because I was intended to come and eat your dinner. No, we're going there.
So
we're going to go together. We are not abandoning where we are. At some stage, when that happens,
So you are thinking of being a running mate to Atiku. Is that the case right now? That's your intention?
Again, Shehu, this is not in play. Nobody have ever discussed that.
You know what I'm asking?
People assume so many things. Nobody have ever discussed with me whether I'm going to be A or B or C. Shehu, I'm going to contest for the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And I believe I'm qualified for it.
You know the reason why I'm asking this? You seem to campaign more about frugality than investment. That those who say those monies that you're talking about that you're leaving could have been invested.
So I invested it. I invested in education, which is the most critical investment a nation can do. So I took the state from 20-something where I can make it to number one. So under me, and I challenge any state, under me, all secondary school, I can go down to primary, all secondary school in Anambra State had a functional science lab, had a sick bed, had a generator, had 2 buses, have computer. Go and ask SP till today. I bought the highest number of computers ever sold by HP to any state in Africa. The order, they're there. You can go and ask HP, or you can go and ask the star of, let me remember his company now. You can go and ask him. No other person has done it.
If you become president, you will be frugal, yet you invest.
No. If I become president, I use the resources effectively. I cannot say buy a new jet.
Even if you need one.
I don't need one. You don't need one. Because you can go to anywhere with that jet. I will never need one.
You fly Airpeace, you fly Ghana, you fly here. Of
course, baby. Say, I will not use 150 billion to buy a jet when 80% of our primary health care centers are not functioning.
Even as against security protocols.
Which security?
You've been a governor, you know what it is.
No, what do you mean security? That's nonsense they tell. I was a governor for my first 4 years. I drove 406. For the rest of it, I didn't drive bulletproof cars. Nobody decided to kill you. You're doing the right thing. It's when you do the wrong thing that you're talking about that.
Would security agency even allow you?
Forget all those things. If your people are dying, you should be ready to die. That's the job you chose. Or you go back to your house and live quietly. The president should also be ready to die if your people are dying. Why should we have security vehicles? No, you can fly. Who is protecting you in the air? If you catch it, everybody dies. British Airways flies every day. How many people have died? Are they going to provide you security in the air?
Let me take you to because what is important for our nation today is the alternative and the options that we have as a people, the hope of a better Nigeria. And economy is very key. And I look at this government. The administration says they are focused heavily on currency reforms and subsidy removal, which many say have worsened inflation.
They expect 100% sacrifice and effort. So we know we're driving there. So there's nobody that's going anywhere is going in one day. But if we set out to go to Kaduna today, say people want to see us in Kaduna Road. If we're headed to Lagos Road, we're in the wrong direction. What is happening now is that we're telling people we're going in this direction, but we're going in that direction. I said, if you don't know where you're going, every road will lead you there. That's the confusion.
Can Nigerians trust that commitment of a single term from you?
So I said it and I put it in capital. I don't need a day more than 4 years. In fact, the day
and
before,
fix Nigeria in those 4 years.
It's not fair. I will show the direction of good governance. That's why I said.
To what end is this one single?
I want to be sharing. I want to be able to be part of your dinner in the evening. That doesn't mean I should abandon my breakfast and lunch because I was intended to come and eat your dinner. No, we're going there.
So
we're going to go together. We are not abandoning where we are. At some stage, when that happens, you know.
Now, he said a lot, okay? And he's one person that he makes his ideas so easy to understand that those who are bamboozling you with all this needless grammar, word salad, and others, and delivers nothing. To him, it will make it look like it is that simple, because it is. It shouldn't be that difficult where resources are channeled to the right. Then what about 4 years? The reason why he keeps pushing that, which I want to believe that it will actually be is a strong forte, or should I say it's a strong weapon in this their coalition talk. He's now playing politics like them. He's not leaving his Labour Party that he is going to leave. However, if this their coalition becomes dodgy, he can easily just stay back in his Labour Party and then run alone. So he's now made it clear he will be running. Whatever comes, whatever happens. Right? So he makes it so easy for people to ask questions, probe him, in fact, oppose him, and say it's just that is. They ask him about how he's going to fix electricity. He said he will use the Egypt style. What is the Egypt style? It took them 5 years to generate or to take their country to the level they wanted to be in electricity dependence or energy dependence. And he said it took them 5 years. So with 4 years, it could put you on that path. It is not that hard. But people have been made to believe that, why didn't he do it in Anambra? I'll show you something soon. But here is another interesting convo he had. And the fact that he's been very consistent as well. And what is that? Which I also want to believe. And what is that is APC, Egbekegbe, decriminalized self-determination advocacy. They turned it into a terrorism charges. People that are, peacefully advocating for self-determination and all that, they have been hunted down. So many of them have been killed by the APC, Egbekegbe, while Fulani terrorists, Boko Haram terrorists that are slaughtering Nigerians are being rehabilitated. Do you see that kind of misplaced priority? But he said, I will sit with the agitators and I will declare war on the terrorists. How? In his words, again.
Criticize you. That you never came out to condemn the role IPOP and those who were the agitators and those who were asking for sit at home.
And sorry, I also, for those of you who have seen the interview, this is me now trying to kind of point it out to those who haven't seen it, or they saw it, but they didn't pay that much attention. There is something wrong with Sheung in the way he actually put his questions. For instance, in that first part I showed you earlier, right? It was pushing question like, Obi said they won't buy private jet, which it won't. You know that. Then it was like, what if you need it? Why are you saying that? Nigeria currently have over 12, I think it's about 14 now, 14 14 aircraft in their presidential fleet right now, 14 plus the one Tinubu just bought. Before Tinubu, Nigeria had about 12. Tinubu has bought like 2 now, including choppers for presidential fleet. So what happened to the plane that Bokwari was using? Why is it that immediately Bokwari left, that plane is no longer useful, it's no longer safe for Tinubu? 20-year-old plane is not safe, but 16-year-old Aluku plane is useful. In order because